Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to play with some new products from Adept Cosmetics. I picked up their new mystery bundle box, which the products have already been revealed and you can actually purchase them individually now. And then I also picked up their unnamed palette, as they say, but they also refer to it as their inspired palette. So I'm going to swatch everything. I'm going to give you guys all the info and create some looks with these products. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot of indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. All right, my little crumpets. I'm not sure where I want to start because everything looks so beautiful. And I did also want to mention I'm not wearing any of the palettes on my eyes today. This is just what I wore to work today. I just rushed home and got right into filming, but I mean, of course, I'll take these off when I start doing some looks. So let's start off with the mystery bundle box, which is actually still available as a bundle. It's $135. But let's start off with the gel liners. This is a brand new product type for Adept Cosmetics, and these are supposed to be waterproof versus fading. It's supposed to have somewhat of like a thicker formula as what I can see on the description about these products, and some of them are like shifty duochrome looking metallics, and I think there's one black shade, but of course I'll show you guys all the swatches of everything. But it comes in this kind of component like this, and like I said, you can buy these individually for $17 each, and then it comes like this, so you can see the product is on the thicker side. They said it's not like a thin watery texture that you may be used to from liners like this. And then the La Cienega palette, I feel like I'm saying that weird, but this one goes for, let me see what the individual price is for this. It goes for $50. And from what I read about the palette, this is named after a boulevard in California. It's some major road, but I think that's very cool. Now let me show you guys up close. It's a very simple packaging, but very nice. There's nothing on the back. And then inside it has a mirror, like gold reflective packaging. And here are the shades. I feel like the lighting is gonna make it hard to really see the tones in here. But this is a little bit more on the nudie side, which I actually appreciate. It says that there's 10 buttery and blendable mattes. There's one multi-chrome in here, 2 duochromes, and 2 intense shimmers in this one. I really like this. It leans a little bit more cool tone. I can just see so many pretty looks, and I love that there is some blues and some like purpley mauvey tones in here. So I really appreciate this because normally their palettes are more on like the colorful end. Now let's get into the unnamed palette, which is also referred to as the inspired palette. Now this is limited edition and it is currently sold out, but they did mention that they are doing a restock very soon. I don't remember the exact date, but I'll put the details right up here, and that will be their last restock. So if you do happen to want this, definitely check out for that. The info will also be in the description, and this goes for $68. So I'll show you guys up close. Isn't this so beautiful, so elevated? I love this green. I love this emblem right here. And then inside there's a big mirror, and then look at these tones. It's so much more colorful than the other palette. It's a lot of greens in it, and it's so beautiful and gorgeous. And in the description it says there's 6 Mercuru multichromes, and I looked up what Mercuru is, or they have it in the description as well. It says it is a super soldier serum created by Japanese during World War II that caused enhanced physical abilities once injected. That's what they say Mercuru is. And then it says there's 1 duochrome shimmery glitter-esque topper, it says, and then there's 2 duochrome shimmers, and it says there's 1 Mercuru shimmer and 5 matte pigments. It says the matte pigments aren't considered, eye safe according to US standards, but they are eye safe in the EU. But wow, these shades look next level, especially these metallics and the tones in here. There's some grungy patchy tones. This one is really speaking to me the most. So that is the info about everything, all the swatches. I think I'm gonna do 2 looks with each palette. So I'm gonna try to make the looks fast so we can cram it into one video and it won't be, you know, a super long video. But anyways, let's just dive into these looks. I'm gonna start off with the palette from the mystery box, the La Cienega palette. And I wanna do maybe like a full cut crease thing. I'm gonna try. I want to start off with Sepulveda Boulevard. I know I'm gonna say these names also wrong. And I'm going to kind of create the shape first with this pencil brush and like wing it out. It is kind of a mauvey, like a mauvey brown shade. But I'm not being super precise as I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm just getting the shape down. So now I wanna go into Baldwin Hills. I think I need to use this to make it even deeper. I just think I want this line to be a little bit more intense and a little bit more defined. So I'm just going over the initial shade I use and adding more depth to it with that Baldwin Hill shadow. Now I'm going to go into the Tarte Shape Tape, the original one, and create that like full cut crease. I'm just taking like a flat shader brush I have from Colourpop, and I'm just going to fill the space all on my lids. Now that I've cut my crease and got the shape down, I am going to go over it with a little glitter primer because some of these metallics do way better with a tacky base as they're a little bit more flaky, textured, and foiled. So I'm just gonna take the glitter primer and like just tap it over my entire lid space where I put the concealer. I want to start off with Hermosa. I think we need a little deep blue on the outer corner. I am using a brush that I use with the glitter primer a little bit so it helps pick up the shadow because these are just way more creamy and foiled and they don't seem to pick up the best on a brush, especially the ones from Adept Cosmetics, just the type of formula they have when it comes to their metallics. But I'm just focusing that on the outer corner. It's gonna add some depth for this look. So now I'm gonna go into, I guess we should try PCH, the shade right here. Just will get lighter and lighter as we get to the inner portion. These are just so flaky and really hard to pick up and spread. So I'm just going to lay that in the center part, kind of at an angle. You see how like flaky these shadows are? They really need a tacky base. And now I'm going to go into Redondo Beach, the even lighter one, and use that in the front. It has the same texture as the PCH shade. And I'm gonna stamp that there. They're pretty similar. This one's like a little bit more blue. This one's a little bit more teal, but it is lighter than the PCH shade. So I also went ahead and did my lower lash line off camera. I just used the same 2 mattes that are like through the crease. So now I'm going to take one of the gel liners and I'm going to try Biomimetic gel. This one is the one that's like purple to blue. I wish the colors were like at the end of these tubes or it was clear so you could see what's inside. It'd make it easier to figure out what color you're grabbing. But I'm just going to follow the archway with this, like where the shimmer meets the matte, and just do like that line. Let me try to build it up and get it to like really show. Alright guys, you see the liner? It definitely has a very strong shift from like blue to purple to like teal. I think that's a cool little added touch. Now, I'm not too sure about the shimmers. Like, can you see I feel like they're already kind of creasing and like almost cracking. It's really strange to me. I feel like the formula, maybe it tried out. I'm not totally sure, but I'm gonna go in with Manhattan Beach and I'm gonna use that as the final touch. Whoa, that's vibrant. I was not expecting that. This Manhattan Beach 2 is very smooth to the touch. It's not as textured as the like other metallics that I've used, but that is beautiful. So for the final step, I'm just gonna take the black gel liner and use that on the lids just to create a little bit of liner. I'm not gonna create a wing. Maybe I do want to create a little bit of a wing, so I'm gonna do that too. So that is everything that I'm going to use for this look, all the shadows, liners, and everything. I'm just gonna go off camera, do my lashes, like mascara, liner, something for my lips, and then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. Alright my loves, I'm back and here's the completed look now that I have a liner, mascara, my lashes on, a lippy. I think it came out really pretty. It's quite bold and I'm loving it a lot more now that the look is complete. But all I did off camera to complete this look is I went in with the Kiss So Wispy number 11 lashes. I used a little bit of the Petite and Pretty mascara. I also lined my waterline with the Colourpop gel liner and Charmer. Matched the mattes that I had down here. I tightlined with the Trestique pencil, and then for my lips I just decided to keep it simple and use a gloss. I have the NYX This Is Milky gloss and Ube Milkshake. It's a cool tone, like mauve shade, so felt like it matched the look very well. And that is all I did off camera for this look. So I think I'm now ready to take you guys to look number 2. Let's get into a more warmer look. So I'm going to start off with the 405 and use this rougher brush. I do have the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer back on, and I did not set it, but we're gonna do more of like a nudie look for this one. And I wanna go into NYX, the red matte that's in here, and I'm gonna concentrate that like on the outer corner and get some readiness in this look. I'm not gonna take it through the crease, I just wanna concentrate it out here. I think I want to use a little bit of El Segundo, this matte black, to see what it's like and use it as like a deepening shade for the outer corner. Since I didn't use that many mattes in the first look, but I did tap off the excess. I don't want it to be too intense too quick. Oh, there's a lot of pigmentation, and I went really lightly into that pan. So that looks really pretty. I'm going to use the same mattes on the lower lash line just to keep everything consistent. So I'm just gonna do that quickly. Now let's get into a shimmer. And I think I'm gonna use Santa Monica, which is looking a little flaky, but not as intense as these two that I used in the first look. And I think these ones are the intense shimmers, as I went back on their website to read the description on the metallics, and it did say that you will have creasing, shimmer fallout to use a good eye primer. And I use the Kaleidos one, which I've used many times with other palettes, in other Adept palettes, and I didn't have crazy creasing like I did in the first look. But I don't know, maybe it was the Tarte Shape Tape on the lids that might have contributed to it. But I'm just going to put this Santa Monica one all over the lid and just spread it. I mean, I know I'm going to have, you know, some shimmer fallout. I expect that from shades that are a lot more textured and like, you know, a little bit more flaky. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not a big fan of worrying about creasing. And I used a glitter primer. I thought a tacky base would help, but it didn't. So I'm trying this look without the tacky primer and without a concealer underneath to see if I have a better experience, because this is on the flakier side, but it is still a little smoother than those other two shimmers. Like, it was easier to get this on and spread it. So I do want to go in probably with Manhattan Beach and use that as an inner corner highlight. I like the shade a lot. It's so vibrant, and I love that it has like a goldy shift to it. So I'm just gonna pop that right there. Ooh, that is so pretty. I think that's my favorite shade in the palette because it's so intense and smooth. Now let's get into the gel liners, and I want to try the one called Calron, which this one looks kind of like pinky bronze and maybe some green to it. And I'm just gonna do a simple arch in the front with this. Nothing intense. I don't know if it's gonna show up against the metallics, but I figured it would match with like the reddy tones of this look, like the reddy pinky tones, and it is a little lighter than the shimmer that is on the lid. So I do want to go into the black one and use that to create a wing, which is called Treknor. I think that's how you pronounce the name. They're very interesting names. I'm going to use this as my wing liner again. that is everything for this more ready, fiery, smoky look. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do my lashes, mascara, my lippy, you know, all that fun stuff. And I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back and here's the completed look. I love this one. This is definitely my favorite out of the two. It was so much easier to put together. I love the tones. It's a little red and fiery, but still nudie with like this taupey shade on the lid. And I love the little liner detail because it's really picking up the red from the crease and adding something different to the look. And very, very happy. It's smoky, ready, but still nudie. Such a cool little combo. And I wanted to keep it monochromatic with the lip and do a red lippy with this red eye look. So I put on the Oden's Eye Alva Matte Lip Stain in Red Apple. It's such a pretty shade. It dries down completely. It looks gorgeous. And then for my lashes, I'm using my favorite mascara combo, which is the highly rated mascara from Milani and the Petite and Pretty Full Feathered Volumizing Mascara. They make my lashes so dramatic. And then for my waterline, I went in with the Colourpop liner and Joyride. It's kind of a ready wine shade. It went really nicely with this eye look. And that is everything for look number 2. Such a fan. I feel really pretty in this one, really sexy. And I loved how everything performed for this eye look. So that was everything for this look. I think we should now get into the next palette. So time to get into the unnamed inspired palette. I'm going to start off with the Edward Rasmus. I think that's how you say that name. I might be saying it wrong. I'm trying my best here. And I did put the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer on again and did not set it. And I'm going to use that on the outer corner. I want to mix some shades that I normally wouldn't. I mean, this palette leans a little bit more grunge, a little bit more green. I wish that there was one other deeper shade instead of just one deep green. Maybe like a deep purple matte would have been nice in here as well. But I'm just going to keep that on the outer corner. And I'm going to clean this brush off. And I'm going to go into the shade called James Holder. This murky, mustardy, browny green shade. And I'm going to use that in the front and kind of over the green. Hopefully it doesn't get muddy. So I think I got these mattes to mesh into one another pretty well. I'll come back and work on the blend in a bit, but I think I'm gonna go into this shade, which is like purple. It looks like teal, maybe magenta in it. It's one of those like black kind of based multi-chromes. I think it's gonna go really well over the edge here with the darker matte that I have. I'm gonna spray it. I'm not gonna put any glitter primer on for this look. I just want to see how they do. This is definitely a smoother formula than their like more textured, like intense shimmers. It's so pretty. Yes, I love it. There's a very strong teal shift to this, so sitting next to that tealy matte is pulling on that teal more. So now let's get into the next metallic. I want to go into Leo Mueller. Like, look how pink it looks on camera. Like in the viewfinder, I see it's pink, but in person, it kind of looks like my shirt color, which is an interesting shifty shade. I'm going to pick it up with the same brush. I just cleaned it off with a color switch and it picks up really well. And I'm going to spray it. I think these are going to make like such a cool combo together. Oh, wow, that is so pink. It's crazy on the shift on this one. To save some time, I went ahead and also did my lower lash line. I just took the deeper teal, blended it out with this shade, and I left a little space in the front because I want to take a little bit of Nelson Ravitch in the front part. I think a little added green like moment down there would be really pretty in the front. And this one has like a blue shift to it. I'm going to spray it, and I'm just going to concentrate it right up here. I put a little bit too much on my brush and got some in my eye. So don't do what I just did. Go lightly into that shadow. So now for the final step, I need to add an inner corner highlight. And I think the lightest shade in here is this one right here. It's called Isabelle Rochev. I think that's how you say that name. I want to use that as my inner corner highlight. If it's not light enough, I'll just go over with something else on top of it. Not sure because it's like one of those bluey shades that maybe has like a gold shift. Hopefully it doesn't have a cast. It might, especially for my skin tone. But we're going to give it a try. We're going to see. Yeah, it has gold to it, but it does have a lot of blue, like a sky blue to it. So I think I'm gonna have to go over it with another like shade. So I'm gonna go over with one of the shades in the other palette. I think I'm just gonna top Manhattan Beach on top of that because this is so bright and vibrant, and I think it's gonna give it the brightness I need. Yes. Oh, I love this shade so much. So as a final touch, to use some more of the liners, I'm gonna try the shade called Rom. It's the bronzy shade that they have here. I think it will match the tones. Hopefully it doesn't totally ruin the look, but I'm gonna do it anyway so I can keep testing out the different shades. I'm just gonna like do a line over the top. I think it's gonna go really well with the tones that are in the crease. So that is it for the little liner detail. I'll probably go and use the black one and do a wing, but I'll do that off camera. I'll do my lashes, mascara, and then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the completed look. What do you guys think of this one? I feel like it's definitely more on the muted side, but I get kind of like muted peacock feels from this. Like that's how I think the color combo kind of came out as. I do like it though. It's fun, it's pretty, it's different than what I would normally pair together. Like the pink in the front, a little bit of blue, the green on the bottom. I think it's really pretty, and I did go ahead and add 2 little gems in the front. It's like orangey yellow gems. I thought it paired nicely with like the tones in here, and then I like the little bronzy metallic line. But all I did off camera to complete this look is I went in with my usual mascara combo, the Milani and the Petite and Pretty one. And then for my waterline, I used the Kaleidos metallic liner in 7Cs. This one is like a green to blue shifty shade. It really matched well with the colors I have in the lower lash line. And then for my lips, I'm wearing the About Face matte paint lip color in Nudist Judas. It's a warmer, kind of grungy brown shade. I thought it also matched very well with this eye look. And did I do anything else? I mean, I tightlined with the trusty pencil again, and that was basically it for this muted but colorful look that I really enjoy. I love this. So I think that is everything for look number 1 with the inspired palette. So now let's get into look number 2. All right, time for the final look. We're gonna get back into this shade called Edward Hummus, since that is the darkest shade in the palette. Only deep medium shade I have to work with. I did prime my eyes again with the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer and did not set it. I'm probably going to bring this pretty far through this time instead of just concentrating it on the outer corner. So to blend out the edge of this shade, I want to take a little bit of Martin Summers, this more limey green matte. It does it on the warmer side, but I feel like it will blend out the edge of this shade nicely. I'm surprised I didn't use the lime green shade more in a look, but I guess I just was feeling the other shades. So I'm just gonna softly work that over the edge. So now let's get into metallics. I'll do my lower lash line in a bit, but I wanna start off with Monte Cora, this shade. This one has some teal to it, and it's a little bit on, I guess, the mid-tone side. I'm gonna spray it, and I'm gonna use that on the edge here. Oh yeah, that's like a perfect tone to go with that teal matte. So now I'm going to go into this shade right here called Daniel Brickwall. It has a line crossed through it. I'm sure there's some significance on why it's crossed out. I need to look it up. But it picks up nicely on the brush, and I'm going to wet it. Just wanted to use a little bit of that here, since that is a lighter shade. So I went ahead and did my lower lash line off camera to save some time. But now I want to go into Hannibal Bates, this minty like pastel-y shade. And I want to pack this all in the front and in the front crease and a little bit on the bottom, just to see how pigmented it is. And I love using shades like this as a brightening shade to add like a lot of contrast. Oh yeah, I knew I had to pack that shade on. So to do one final step for this look, I think I want to top a little bit of this Warren Patel shade. This one looks like one of their intense shimmers. It's on the flaky side, but I feel like maybe I could top it over. I rubbed it out on my hand so you guys can see. It has some blue to it. So I thought maybe I would top a little bit on the front part just to see if it will add some extra shimmer, since it does have like a blue shift to it. But I think that did add a little bit more brightness to the front here. I think that's it for this look. I don't think I'm going to add anything else. I don't think I'm going to use any of the liners this go around. I'm just going to do like a wing, put some mascara, something on my waterline, figure out something for my lips, and then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back, and here's the final completed look. This one was quite simple, very green, very minty, but this is like my favorite color to wear on my eyes. So to have a whole bunch of greens on my lids makes me so happy. The tones are really pretty in this. This minty pastel shade is very pigmented, so beautiful. But all I did off camera to complete this look is I did my usual mascara combo. Didn't switch it up at all. Milani and Petite and Pretty, that is my go-to. And then for my waterline, I went in with the LA Girl Shockwave liner and a Fresh, just to go with the minty like shades that is in the front. And then for my lips, I am wearing the Kimchi Chic lipstick and Milky Buns. It's a nice light nude. Thought it paired nicely. I wanted more of the focus up here. I just wanted a nice nude on the lips. And then I did tight line a little bit with the Trusty pencil. And that's basically it for this final last look. But I think I'm ready to give you guys my first impressions and thoughts on all of these products. So I wanted to start off with the mystery box. Now I'm happy with overall what I got, but I can see why people would be disappointed with this mystery box, because it did mention it was going to be like 9 new products, and I don't think anyone was expecting to get 8 liners with just different shades and then an eyeshadow palette. Like, I'm assuming most people were thinking maybe they'd get some lip products, some cheek products, a palette, some liners. Now, I use liners like this. I'm really into doing liner details, so it benefits me. But if you're someone who doesn't use these kind of liners, it would probably be really disappointing, because majority of the box is something you're not going to use. But that's a gamble with getting mystery boxes. You don't know what you're gonna get. You go in blind because you like the brand or you want to try things and hopefully get things that you're going to love. So that's what happens when you get a mystery box. You may love it, you may not love it. But overall, I'm happy with the product. Now, as for the palette, it is definitely on the nudie side and more like nudie mattes. I do think the matte formula is really good in here. Now, I do feel like the color story is a little unexpected. I feel like we have all these nudie mattes, but then we have like one kind of nudie metallic and the rest are like blue metallic. So I think it would have made more sense to at least include a couple blue mattes or like a dark blue matte than maybe these 2 like dark browns. I think would have made more sense to me. I do think the quality is nice. The only thing that I had trouble with is these 2 intense shimmers. They are very flaky, very textured. They do feel a little scratchy, almost like pressed glitters, but they're not a pressed glitter. They're just a really intense shimmer. They do crease. They can get a little cracky on the lid, so you don't want to lay them on too much. And you definitely want to use a really high quality primer to go under these. I'll have to play with these some more, but when I used it over a glitter primer, I had some issues with those 2 shades just looking really cracky and creasy, which wasn't something I enjoy on my lids. I wasn't totally a fan of those 2, so I'm gonna have to play with them more. But they are very intense and flaky. If you don't like textured shadows, you're not gonna like at least 2 shades in this palette. But overall, I still think it's pretty, and I'm still happy that I have it. And overall, I'm happy that I picked up the mystery box. Then going on to the unnamed inspired palette. This is my favorite product out of everything that I've tried in this video. I love the color story. I love the packaging. I love my greens and my grunge. So this totally appeals to my aesthetic when it comes to makeup. And the metallics overall are a lot more smoother, easy to work with. Better if you have texture lids or if you just don't like a thicker shimmer formula. The only one that's a little bit more thick and flaky is this Warren Patel shade, but besides that, all the other ones are very smooth and buttery and just feel so good on the lids. The metallics in here are really, really nice as well. And I do wish that there was maybe one more deeper matte, maybe like a purple matte would have been nice instead of like these two greens. I would have liked a little bit of more variety when it comes to the mattes, but overall it's gorgeous and I'm so happy to have this one. I definitely recommend this one the most out of all the products. That was everything for this video, my thoughts, my reviews on all of these products. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you pick up any of these things? Like, what do you think about them? Have you tried Adept Cosmetics? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and fun and colorful stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the products linked. I think they just restocked this. Hopefully it's still available, but that will all be linked below for you guys if you want to check any of these things out. I will also have other Adept videos that I've had if you want to see more on their other products, and I will also have my makeup link, like what's on my face, as well as my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty, so if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting my channel, being amazing. I just appreciate you guys all so much, and I just hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.